Alright, so we're on part 5 of the Rise of the Tomb Raider console speedrun tutorial. This will be the mines. This is a really fun section. I like this one a lot. So I recommend you make a new save here because this is a very difficult trick coming up. You can easily just bypass it. You can just not do it. But if you're gonna practice it, I would just recommend making a checkpoint. I mean, a new save state. So just have two, just in case. So you're gonna come over to this rock, and you're gonna jump and just you're gonna roll into this corner, and you'll go through. Just go right between the I-beam and the rock. Just kind of split it down the angle, so like 45 degrees. Just roll into it. And now this part's kind of weird. We're gonna do this I-beam's another slippery slope. You can't stand on it, so we're gonna need to melee slide up it. You're gonna need to stand on this rock I'm standing on, but get kind of as close as you can. If you go too far forward, you'll kind of fall down a little bit, like that. And so I'm still standing. You want to be standing at any point. So like this would be fine, but sometimes Lara can just like freak out like this, and that's no good. You can actually die sometimes if that happens. But anyways, you want to get really close to the I-beam. So like this is fine. And then you're going to press Y to do the slide, and then at the end of that slide you're going to need to press Y again to do the second one. So, and don't miss the I-beam. Also, you want to be holding forward during the slide. So right now I'm not holding forward. Now I am. So once she starts going up, that's when you want to hold forward. This is a really pretty difficult trick to get under your nails. Especially the timing. The timing can be kind of tricky, but once you get the timing down, it's not too bad. So yeah, you want to stand as close to the I-beam as possible, and then you just slide up it. Okay, so you're going to come across here. You want to stay to the left, because if you go to the right, you will hit the cutscene, and you will spawn into the mines. And if you're first learning this game, I would recommend you do that. So just jump down there and just go to the right, just like around the truck. I don't know exactly where the cutscene trigger is, but it's somewhere down there. I would highly recommend you do that if you're just first learning the game, because this out of bounds is really difficult. So if you do that, if you do hit the cutscene, you'll just go through the mines normally, and it's really slow. You'll lose like 2 minutes, or actually not even 2 minutes. I don't know how much time, but you won't die. So, however, if you want to do the hard trick, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come down here, go through here, and then axe climb up. Alright, so right here, it's kind of hard to see, but those are the mines right there. You're going to want to fall down there into the mines, but you don't want to go inbounds, because if you go inbounds, you'll soft lock. So you want to fall kind of right there. You don't want to jump, though. If you jump, you'll die from the fall timer, or from fall damage. So you just sprint off and land right here. So now you're inside this rock. Again, do not go inbounds, or else you will soft lock. So now for the tricky parts. We need to load in the mines. So we're gonna do kind of like a wall clip, where you kind of extend your hitbox by aiming. And you see this really bright rock that I'm in? If I can, okay. So like you see the bright rock that I'm in, and then kind of above that is that really dark rock. You want to stay inside the orange rock, the bright rock. So I'm going to go as far forward as possible inside the orange rock. And then again, I'm going to slowly walk to the left, to the right. And then I loaded it in. So again, stay... Okay, well, I loaded the Soviet installation again. If that happens, you need to load back in the mines again. So again, stay forward to the... as far forward as possible into the orange rock. And then just slowly inch your way to the right. Again, you want to stay really close to getting inbounds, but don't actually go inbounds. So once you load the mines, what I like to do is I like to keep aiming, but this time we're going to look down the mines. And again, we're going to stay out of bounds. I like to walk forward a little bit while aiming, just so I have better control. And so right here I like to let go of aim and I continue on. So this part's really scary because, again, if you go inbounds, you'll soft lock. And if you go right, well, you see, that's just the void. And you'll fall to your death. And you'll have to reload all the way back to the campfire that we sat at. So that's really far back. So you're going to want to take this really slowly when you're first learning it. But you want to stay really close to inbounds. So you'll notice this part, this is like a really hard left. It's not a super hard left, but you do kind of turn left a little bit. Again, you're really close to the edge of the world, so be careful of that. So after that first left, you have a second left right here. Just turn left. And then right here, you want to jump through here. And then we're kind of have better view now. So you want to jump over here, stay as close inbounds as possible, but obviously you don't want to go inbounds yet. We're almost done. And then once you get past these planks, like these planks on the wall, then you can go back inbounds. And then you did it. Hopefully I can do this again. I want to demonstrate it again because it'd be really good. Okay. So if at any point you go inbounds too early, you need to reload. If you fall to your death, you need to reload. And you'll be all the way back here. So if you're too far back, you'll get kind of stuck right there. So if you just inch forward a little bit from that part where you got stuck, then you should make it up. So we're going to sprint down, don't jump, just fall down. We're going to go to the far end of the orange rock. I'm going to aim, and then I immediately hit it somehow. Nice. So I'm still aiming, just to get my bearings, and then we're good. So now this is the first big left, and then the second big left. And then the jump through. Jump across. And then once we pass those wooden planks, then we can go back in bounds. And that's that. That trick takes a lot of practice. So again, if you're first learning this game, I would not recommend doing that. That's just way too much to do for a first run through. This is probably going to be the longest part of the tutorial, since there's a lot to explain in the mines. Alright, so for this fight, this is the first fight we have, or first real fight, I guess.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
So you want to make sure you crafted those arrows, because we're going to shoot an arrow into this wall. That will distract this guy, and you want to shoot him in the elbow. And that'll kill him instantly. And then for these guys, you just want to headshot him. Okay, RNG. You don't want to miss your headshots, because he'll start charging you and it's annoying. Also, the RNG from the shaking like this can really screw you up, so... It typically happens when you're trying to shoot him in the elbow, when the world starts shaking. And you don't want to miss him or else he'll get suspicious. I like to loot these guys. This is also the last place you can get your cloth. So, remember, you need to have at least 2 cloth from this point. If you have more, then that's great.
Now what?
But you need at least 2. You should have 2 at this point.
This should come in handy.
Alright, so cut this rope, and then I pick up these berries. And then I just like to loot this guy, just because. You can do this kind of difficult curve jump to jump onto the elevator immediately. Just... Okay, I failed it, but... If you get a good curve, you can land right here. So jump onto the arrow we shot, and then jump up here. I like to jump to the left, and then jump over here. Okay, coming up, this is another weird section where you can't really run or sprint. So I like to roll through this part.
Could this be part of the loss?
And then now we can continue jump rolling.
Too close.
Again, if you were to try to jump roll through that section, you'd be jumping really slowly, like this. So I just roll through that part.
These ruins are...
Okay, so this is one of the only major route differences between console and PC. So we're gonna get out of bounds right here. There are 2 ways to do it. What I like to do, this way is faster. You can jump up here, and then you can make that jump. You wanna aim for this part right here. So, and again, you can axe climb to give yourself a little bit of extra height. So jump here, and I can't get that for some reason. Alright, whatever. But you can make that. The other way is just axe climbing up. Okay. So it's a good idea to land right here. We're going to need to get around this wall right here. So you're just going to want to kind of jump against the wall. Be careful not to fall down, because it's really annoying if you fall down. And the goal is to get right here. If you fall down... Okay, come on. If you end up right here, you can recover from this. I don't remember if I know exactly how to recover, but I think if you just spam axe climb into this crevice. I almost made it. I don't know. You do something. I'm pretty sure you just spam axe climb into this. Don't fall down here. It's really bad if you fall down here. If you do, I would recommend you just reload checkpoints. I can't make that jump for some reason. A good thing to know about axe climbing, if you're going to do a single axe climb, you want to wait until Lara is at her max height, so... Wait until she's at her max height from her jump, and then do the axe climb. You don't want to do it too early or else you won't get a proper axe climb. So anyways, just, stay up here, jump around, and you're here. So right here, we're going to try to clip through this wall. And all we do is you just kind of look at it from like a 45-degree angle between this wall and this wall. And all you do is just jump into this corner. Sometimes it's kind of weird and takes a while to do. But I got lucky there and it ended up being really fast. So once you're right here, we're going to need to get under this floor. So we jump, and then as soon as you land, move forward. So now we're underneath the floor. You want to kind of move left because you get stuck if you try to go straight. So go left a little bit and then you should be good. We're going to need to get onto that big square platform in front of us. So I come to the right to land on this rock, and we're up here. If you fall down here, there are no death planes here, so all of this is safe. There's a good chance you'll end up down here at some point because after you're on the big square, there's kind of a weird jump, and you might end up down here. But if you ever end up down here, just come over here, and then just axe climb up here, and you're back onto the big square. So when you're on the big square, we're going to need to jump behind this weird rock formation. We're going to need to jump back there. So just jump. It's not too bad of a jump, but sometimes you won't make it and you'll just fall down there. But again, just go around that rock. Going to need to jump up there. Honestly, that jump is the hardest part of this trick, I think. That jump can be pretty difficult. So you gotta trust that there's an invisible floor right here, because there is. And then we jump back in bounds. Okay, I'm actually gonna redo that whole thing just for demonstration purposes. Just so you see what it looks like in action. I really can't get that jump anymore. So jump around. Jump into the corner. Nice. Go underneath and go kind of left. Jump up. And then jump behind. And that's that. Oh, okay, so destroy the wall. Then you're gonna need to come forward. I always step on the floor trap just to ensure that I get the proper load. And once I do that, then you can reload checkpoint. And now we can continue on. Jump up here. Ignore the enemies. They usually don't cause a problem, but they actually can kill you. Not right here. They're perfectly fine right here. So on the very, very rare occasion, I think it's only ever happened to me once, they can shoot you off of this crane right here. But that's really rare for that to happen. Save a few frames by just jumping over the crane. Alright, and then right here, to get the optimal step count, optimal distance, you want to count 8 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just let go. And now this is the part where they can cause problems. They can start shooting you. and you can actually die. It's happened a few times before. It's pretty rare though. So once the world starts shaking, that's when you can back out, and I like to grab this crate back here and make arrows if I can. Skip this cutscene. Save a few frames by jumping onto that thing. See, this is where they can really cause a problem. There's literally nothing you can do about this. And you can heal yourself if you feel like you want to. And then jump through the halfway door. We are now at the back half of the run. But again, if they're going crazy on you, and you only have 2 cloth, you still need to be wary of your cloth count, because if you have 2, and they're going crazy on you, you can't use your heal. Like, you just can't. What you can do, though, is, if you don't want to deal with them, you can just reload the checkpoints. Like, after you fill the bucket, you can just reload the checkpoints, and the enemies will despawn. So that's a way to avoid dealing with them.
It's a wonder this place is still standing.
So anyways, continuing. What I like to do here, to avoid this slow walking section in the water, I like to land as far down the stairs as possible. Okay, nice. And then I just jump as far away, or as far forward as possible, just to avoid as much slow walking as possible. Alright, so coming up is the biggest skip in the game. I don't even know how much time of casual play this skips. Maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours of casual play. This skips an insane amount. So, it's very important you create a new save slot. Because if you fail this trick, if you reload checkpoint at any point, then you will soft lock and you won't be able to continue the run. Because we're going to try to get to the ridgeline campfire, and if you reload checkpoints, for whatever reason, the campfire won't spawn in. So it's a very good idea to make a second save slot just because, or just for practice sake. It's a really good idea to practice this trick. So we're going to do a kind of weird clip, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. I'm going to clip in between this wall and the pillar. So I do this clip a bit differently. When you clip normally, you turn your camera at a constant motion. But this one, I kind of stutter it. I kind of stagger my movements. So I go like this. So again, you're going to back scramble. And you kind of stutter the clip. And then you'll go through. If you're going into the pillar, then that's bad. Can I? Okay, nice. I can get back through. So let me try to show you what it's like if you're going into the pillar. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, if you're going forward into the pillar, then you need to back out because you won't be able to get it. And you'll need to try it again. So again, you want to try to get her to move backwards away from the pillar as much as possible. It's kind of a weird clip to get the hang of, but once you do, it's pretty easy. So again, just stutter your camera movements. Alright. Continuing. Jump across here. Just follow this path. Alright, and then right here, we're going to jump up onto this rock, so jump on the wall and then start axe climbing. Alright, so this is the dangerous parts. This is the part where you can end up dying. It took me a long time to figure out the best way to do this trick, or this jump. And it's also kind of tricky because Lara disappears, so you don't know exactly where she is. So you need to jump over the rock, and you'll land on an invisible platform behind it. So just face that rock right there and just jump over it. Just like that. Try not to get super close to the tree, because when I did this trick at first, I always got stuck in the tree. I always jumped too close to the tree, and I got stuck and I fell to my death. So try to jump away from the tree, but not too far away. Just jump over the flat part of the rock. You can see it kind of slopes up right there, and then it kind of levels out. Just jump over the leveled parts, and you'll be fine. Again, it's an easy jump, but it's really good idea to practice this with that extra save slot. So anyways, you can come over here, you'll fall down, but you'll be fine. Come up here, and now this is where everything starts getting kind of weird. So if you look straight ahead, the path will just disappear. But if you turn your camera in this direction, then the path will stay, and you'll be able to kind of see. So we're going to be jumping, we're going to axe climb into this corner, because that's, I think, the best way to get up. So you'll see I'm kind of stuck, but if I start axe climbing... No? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a really weird hill. But yeah, just axe climb into the corner, just jump into the corner, and you should eventually make it up. So I can't really show where we're going now, huh? But yeah, we're just going up this path. Again, you had to look behind you to really do this. Alright. So we're at the ridge line, and here's the campfire. Again, if you reloaded at any point during that part, then this campfire wouldn't spawn in for whatever reason. So, into the campfire, immediately exits, and then reload checkpoint since the world still isn't exactly loaded in correctly. So before we continue on, it's a really good idea to practice that, trust me. Because you don't want to get into the run and then have your run die to that. It's really annoying. It's happened to me a lot when I was learning this game. But yeah, that is the mines. It's a really fun section to do. Next is the Flooded Archives.